Hey everybody, it's Briximus Prime, back for another video. I'm just sitting here, waiting, and waiting, and waiting, and waiting. Hi, Jack. Hi. Oh, hey, look, and there's that. And oh, this packaging looks so awesome! The artwork by Guido Guidi is done in this amazing red chrome, and I love that foil image right there. It says Transformers Victory and all that. Rundown of each of the figures included in this set. Transformers Victory! Lovely image right here on the back of the V-Star jet, as well as Victory Saber, and authentic Transformers! Designed by Haslab. And this whole red foil part slips up, and it has a nice piece of artwork in there. The piece of artwork here just has a lot of the box art right there with some Deathsaurus. I'm definitely going to have to frame this later. And honestly, the box that's on the inside is actually quite boring. There's nothing fascinating here. But what isn't boring is this slip cover can unfold. Wow. The alternative look for the packaging here just looks so freaking good. I mean, look at this artwork. It says Transformers Victory right up there. Hello, Deathsaurus. Again, nice artwork right there. It's got a nice little reference there to the original 80s packaging. And on the back of the box, it's got these amazing product shots of the actual figure itself. But anyway, let's stop taking a look at the box and let's look at the actual product itself. Gah! Owie. Star Saber and Victory Leo come with many accessories. First off, we have the sword, this gun, these cannons with some blast effects, this cannon, which is the perfect scale for combiners, by the way. Here we get a nice shield. As for weapon storage, you can store the blaster and the sword on Star Saber's back. You can also store one of them inside the shield when they're not in use. Or the cool way to store your sword is you can have him plug it right here on the hip skirt, and now he has that kind of samurai look with the sword right there on his hip. I really like that a lot. And then these little pieces of Now, I know no one wants to see me spend time on these guys. Case in point, these guys really suck. This guy's name is literally Fire. Boring. This guy is Holly. He's a character from Transformers Victory who is just as annoying as Wheelie. I'm just glad that Haslab didn't feel obligated to include a minifigure of Mekon to put with this guy because he's more annoying than Daniel Witwicky. I didn't know that was possible. Transformations here are so simple I could do them in my sleep. But honestly, they're not all that great because, as you can see, Fire here, he doesn't even like to tab in here at the legs. And Holly just falls to bits no matter how I handle him. If your Holly doesn't fall apart while you transform him, then you have a bootleg. And here is Star Saber, how he comes out of the packaging here, and he looks fantastic. I mean, just look at that beautiful chrome. These nice little red Autobot symbols, all this extra yellow paint right here, all these painted details on the shins. And that head sculpt is just chef's kiss. Man, you guys wouldn't have guessed that he was designed after the same guy who did Gundam. Again, all the details here look absolutely amazing, right down to all the mechanical detail. Though I do hope in the future someone comes up with an upgrade kit to fill in all these screw holes. They do look a little ugly. Quickly going over Star Saber's posability here, the shoulders can rotate a full 360. The arms can't really move out that far. That's really disappointing. Wish they added an extra hinge joint or something to get him to move out farther. So I just pulled out Saber so you could get a better look at this, but Star Saber here also has these specialized butterfly joints that were specifically added so that he could hold his sword in both hands. These cannons can shift. Bicep swivel. Bow, when you utilize it, bends over 90 degrees. Wrists can swivel. He also has that same thing that Siege Jetfire did, where when you open and close the hands, he has that little peg thing gimmick that he has in there. Ab crunch. Waist swivel. The front skirts and the side skirts move out, which accommodate for the legs ratcheting forward. Ooh, listen to that. They can ratchet back, and they can ratchet out to the side. Oh gosh. He has a thigh swivel. Bend at the knee, which is slightly under 90 degrees. Slightly disappointing, but understandable due to transformation. And then his ankles can pivot, not that much. That is actually disappointing. And then his toes can bend down, and he does get some upward toe bend. Pretty good articulation on this guy. There's just a couple of parts of it that I feel like kind of fall a little short. People have complained about how Star Saber's head posability is quite limited due to the head underneath.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the...
Because it's only limited to the posability of this head, especially with the Brainmaster in there. So my solution to finding out how this guy can swivel his head all the way around is basically remove the helmet and then instead clip it on sideways. So now he has a little bit more posability so he can look all the way to the right or all the way to the left. But we're not quite done with Star Saber yet. Give me your face. Give me your face. Michael Bay Optimus brutally murder this guy. And once you get this guy transformed up, and here we have Autobot Saber looking really good. Again, same kind of molded detail and everything carries over into this figure as well, only he's just on a smaller scale. Kibble management actually looks pretty good. Technically, he is supposed to have this little bit of the jet plugged in right there, but I think that looks dumb. Saber basically has the same articulation at the head as Star Saber. The shoulders can rotate a full 360. They can shift up and down. He does get a bicep swivel. Bend at the elbow. Wrists can rotate. Oh gosh, if you utilize his big ol' ab crunch, it does allow for even more waist swiveling. Hips can kick forward, and if you utilize the ab crunch, they can kick even farther. Can kick back that far. They can move outward that far. Thigh swivel. Bend at the knee. Ankles are very limited, but there is a bit of wiggle right there. And Saber's jet mode looks really good as well. I love all of the extra bits of detail and everything. The parts forming on here is a little bit annoying, but hey, I can live with it. If you open up the cockpit, you can sit the little Brainmaster inside of there and have him piloting inside the cockpit. And overall, really love how this thing has been painted and everything. It looks great. It's a nice little jet mode. If this guy was sold as his own deluxe class, I'd say he was well worth the money. But of course, we can't forget about Victory Leo. The head sculpt looks a little wonky, but I can deal with it. I like his blue eyes and everything. And the overall design of Victory Leo is pretty appealing. I especially love that they still used chrome on this guy. The wings look good too. Those Gatling guns are a weird placement to be on the hips, but still, pretty cool. Anyone with OCD is going to have a field day with this one. And the backpack on this guy is not too shabby either. Though these parts are a little bit plain, but hey, they did include a pair of red stickers for you to put right there to fill it in. Victory Leo's posability includes a tight swivel at the head. He can look up to... No, that doesn't count. The shoulders can rotate forward and back. His wings can also flap a little bit. Shoulders can move in and out. Bicep swivel. Over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. He does get a nice wrist swivel. Nothing at the waist. Understandable due to, us literally splitting him in half. His hips can move outward that far. Oh, oops. Outward that far. The legs can rotate that far. They can rotate back that far. He does get a thigh swivel, 90 degrees of bend at the knee. And then he does get a toe bend as well as a pivot at the toe, but of course oh boy. Overall, I think Victory Leo is actually pretty good. And now for comparisons, here is Star Saber and Victory Leo compared to Rodimus Prime and Optimus Prime, Commander Class Jetfire, and then finally with Megatron. And then we get all the same comparisons, only with Saber instead of Star Saber. And let's now get into the whole transformation between these guys. And once you get the V-Lock cannon on there, this is an epic Lion mode. Look at all the guns right there. Those look amazing. And overall, the detail and everything is basically the same as in his robot mode, only we now get a better look at the lion head here. He does have the added articulation of the moving jaw. The articulation, by the way, is exactly the same, only now we have these extra paws, and these back legs have all kinds of hinge joints and everything. But sadly, they are very sturdy. They're very sturdy, but very stiff. So honestly, nothing much here. Also, I forgot to transform his tail, but who really cares? Also, the base mode sucks. Moving on. And now I can finally talk about the display stand. It looks amazing with the big yellow V and the Autobot logo all molded on there, and basically it helps for flying poses. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say about the stand. Basically, all I want to say about Victory Leo's jet mode is when he doesn't have the V-Lock cannon, it does not look aerodynamic at all. But for some reason, I can't seem to find a way for Victory Leo to get on there. But for some reason, there's no way for Victory Leo to, like, tab onto this. You just have to kind of... You cradle his crotch. And the V-Star has no hard time staying on the flight stand. But we can combine the two vehicle modes. You just want to wedge it in between the legs. That's what she said. And in my opinion, these look way more impressive when they are combined together. Overall, I think the V-Star jet looks really good. Again, a lot of the mechanical detail from the robot mode is carried over. And I'm really happy to see that it's very nice and big and very weighty. And in my opinion, it looks a lot better when the Victory Leo is combined on with it, where when it's not, it doesn't look near as impressive as this display. But as much as I like the new details on the wings and the shield and everything, I am still a little bit annoyed by all the screw holes and everything on this guy. Now, to eject the little V-jet here from the front, first what you want to do is there's this little red button back there behind the head, as you can see. You want to push that and hold it until it unlocks from the feet. And there you go. Then you just fold down the wings, flip up these back ones, and there you have that now ejected. I really appreciate the amount of play and display options with this overall set. Such variety. And here is the V-Star compared next to the Commander Class Rodimus Prime with Optimus Prime. Here is the V-Star Jet compared next to the Commander Class Jetfire. And then here's the V-Star with Megatron. So that's it for comparisons. Honestly, those comparisons were kind of annoying to do, but not as annoying as Mekon. Also, I wanted to mention about the instruction booklet here. In this little baggie, the instruction booklet comes out, and there is the stickers for Victory Leo's wings. One of the things I like about this instruction sheet is they're in nice full-color images, so they're not in that stupid black and white coloring, so it almost... that stupid black and white coloring, so you can actually see what you're doing when you're transforming them. Because on the regular mainline instructions, they're in that weird black and white and some other color, and it always makes you feel like you're half blind. Also, for some reason, the instruction sheet is so freaking huge. I swear, it's like a freaking bed sheet. Now, we do have one more mode to take a look at. Let's transform this guy into Victory Saber. Let's say go! I hope that doesn't sound racist. Who knew that in The Secret Life of Star Saber he was a lion poacher? Oh, seriously, think about it. He takes a lion, he basically chops it into pieces, and makes it into a pair of boots and a coat. And to combine that fur coat and boots, first off, you want to make sure Star Saber's red feet are folded in and you only have these gunmetal gray nubs. What you want to do is there is a clip right here that will clip on to this part of the foot, and then this little black tab will clip on to that little part of the other side of the foot. Same steps on the other side, of course. And as for the backpack, this gray notch will go into this tab right there. And it will clip on pretty securely. This little butt flap tabs into the lower part of the back. And then these little red bits on the shoulders just lock in on those blue shoulder stacks. And once you get them all combined up, they look absolutely phenomenal. A big, amazing display piece that's really a showstopper in my collection. Also, we can convert the stand into this form. And you just simply plug him in. That is actually a very secure connection on there. And the stand opens up opportunities for a lot more dynamic display options. And because of how solid the base figure is, it surprisingly is not very clunky or super like messy or like to pose around or hold. Everything flows together, all the joints and everything are nice and tight, and it holds up all the weight of everything. This really is, I really do feel that Haslab quality here. If only that Haslab quality applied to their freaking chrome. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but still. Posability is exactly the same as it was on Star Saber, just he now has some newly added parts and everything from Victory Leo, such as the wings and all that. But overall, all the articulation is exactly the same, even right down to the limited ankle pivot. He just now has this toe bend down here. Also, it is quite possible to let other figures borrow the Victory Leo backpack. Here is Victory Saber compared next to Rodimus and Optimus. Commander class Jetfire. And then finally with Megatron. Hey Megs, I think you're out of your league here. And overall, I think this guy is really, really cool. He's an amazing figure. My only complaints... The only complaints that I do have are very, very minimal. They're very small complaints compared to the grand scheme of things. And overall, I think this guy is pretty good, and I'd say he lived up to the hype. The Victory Leo is a little bit half-assed. Get it? Because he splits in half. Whatever. But overall, I think the actual, like, Star Saber, the combined form, is really where it lies. And I love the accessories and everything. The only thing that I feel like falls short with the accessories is the, Holly and Fire Micromasters. But overall, I love all the individual parts, like the actual, Autobot Saber in his chest, the posability. Again, just small nitpicky things is all I really have trouble with. Realistically, I give this guy like a 9 out of 10 just because of those little complaints, but just for the sake of it being Haslab, I'll give him a 10 out of 10. You'll get a pass this time. Let's just hope that the Death Saurus is just as good as this guy, or even better than this guy. And that is basically it for this review. If you guys enjoyed it, give me a like on the video, comment down below what you guys think, subscribe to the channel for more Transformers and action figure videos, and again, let me know, did I do this figure justice in this review? I would like to hear what you guys think of my first Haslab review. Thank y'all for watching. This has been Briximus Prime, and I'll catch you guys next time. Let's say go! I hope that doesn't sound racist.